All right, I will call to order the regular meeting of the Lisle Park District Board of Park Commissioners for Thursday, May 21st, 2026 at 7 p.m. Can I please have a roll call, Dan?
Yes, Commissioner Wessel.
Here.
Commissioner Tapella.
Here.
Commissioner Nadeau.
Here.
Commissioner Pereira.
Here.
President Altpeter.
Present. We stand for the pledge of allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Presentations, we have none this evening. We will now conduct the annual meeting. I would like to appoint Commissioner Tapella temporary chair for the purpose of conducting the election of the president and the vice president of the Board of Park Commissioners.
I'll entertain a motion to dissolve the president's slate of officers of the Board of Park Commissioners. So moved.
Second.
Any discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion passed. I'll entertain nomination for the office of president of the Board of Park Commissioners.
I nominate Commissioner Altpeter for the office of president.
If there's no other nominations, I'll entertain a motion to close the nominations.
So moved. Second.
Any discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion passed. Nominations are now closed.
I move to elect Commissioner Peter as president.
Second.
Any discussion? Can I get a roll call, Dan?
Yes, Commissioner Nadeau,
Aye.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was Tim.
No, I'm sorry, Commissioner Wessel.
Aye.
Commissioner Nadeau. Commissioner Tapella.
Aye.
Commissioner Pereira. Commissioner Altpeter.
Aye.
Motion passes. Any new comments? From our new president?
No, looking forward to another year.
I'll entertain nominations for the office of vice president of the Board of Park Commissioners.
I nominate Commissioner Tapella for the office of vice president.
Second.
If there's no other nominations, okay, if there's no other nominations, I'll entertain a motion to close the nominations.
So moved. Second.
Any discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion passes. Nominations are now closed.
I move to elect Commissioner Tapella as vice president.
Second.
Any discussion? Peter, roll call vote again?
Yes, President Altpeter,
Aye.
Commissioner Nadeau.
Aye.
Commissioner Wessel, excuse me,
Aye.
Commissioner Tapella,
Aye.
Commissioner Pereira.
Aye.
Motion passes. No comments from me either. And back over to Gary.
Okay, I will entertain a motion to appoint Scott Silver to the office of Park Board Treasurer.
So moved.
Second.
Is there any discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion passed. Welcome back.
I have this.
I will entertain a motion to appoint Dan Garvey to the office of Park Board Secretary.
So moved.
Second.
Is there any discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion passed. Welcome back,
Thank you.
Director Garvey. I will entertain a motion to appoint Director Garvey as the Lisle Park District Representative to CSMAR.
So moved.
Second.
Is there any discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? The motion passed. Thank you. All right. Next up is public comment. Visitors are welcome to address the Board of Park Commissioners. You're asked to raise your hand and wait to be recognized by the board president. When recognized, please move to the lectern, speak into the microphone, and state your name and item you wish to discuss. It is requested that one spokesperson per group be appointed to present the views of the entire group, rather than have multiple individuals repeat similar opinions. There will be a 5-minute time limit per speaker. Is there any public comment this evening? Seeing none, I will close the public comment. I will entertain a motion to approve the meeting agenda as revised, striking the closed session listed this evening.
So moved.
Second.
Is there any discussion? Hearing none, can I get a roll call vote, Dan?
Sure. Commissioner Tepella,
Aye.
Commissioner Nadeau, Commissioner Wessel,
Aye.
Commissioner Pereira.
Aye.
President Altpeter.
Aye. Motion passes. We'll entertain a motion to approve the consent agenda items as submitted for Thursday, May 21st, 2026, inclusive of the May 2026 voucher list in the amount of $458,57.
So moved.
Second. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, can I get a roll call vote, Dan?
Yep. Commissioner Nadeau.
Aye.
Commissioner Pereira.
Aye.
Commissioner Wessel,
Aye.
Commissioner Tepella.
Motion passes. Next up is communications. Big yay to Sarah for applying for the Power Play grant. So that's exciting. Does anybody else have any comments on communication we received regarding the grant?
Great.
Yeah.
I can't read it without thinking power play.
Please pass on thank you to Sarah for keeping on top of all that stuff.
Will do.
I know she does scout around for all that stuff all the time. She's always looking for money. So that's it. We have no unfinished business. There is no new business. Staff reports are as submitted, including the new indoor recreation space. And the department updates. Does anyone have any questions or comments that were not previously submitted on the new indoor recreation space update that was provided in our packet?
Do you mind if we just give
No,
a
that's
brief update?
Yeah.
Okay. So the report still is pretty much up to date. And John, I'll let you explain, but I know John and his team have been working pretty diligently on refining the pro forma from the feasibility study to reflect the actual proposed facility now, because you remember the pro forma actually had a range of square footage and amenities and everything. So I don't know if John, if you want to try to explain at least where you're at.
Well, I think the first wanted to reiterate, we were really pleased with how the public information sessions went. They were well attended, a lot of engagement, a lot of good feedback that allowed us to get to the point where we are now. So with that step complete, just as Director Garvey mentioned, we're gonna be working on kind of fine tuning the pro forma, which was previously in a conceptual state. Now we have some actual information of what the building obviously would be designed to include. We have some information about the membership types and rates and stuff like that that would be applied. And then looking just overall at the costs involved with operating on an annual basis. So one of the next steps along with that is developing a tentative building schedule that highlights all of the different activities that are forecasted for the building and what the costs associated with that is. And just working to look at all of our different revenue streams to make sure we can be as accurate as possible as we look at what this building would be once it if it was to come to fruition. So over the next couple of weeks, we'll be working on that even more so than we have been. And then with that information, as well as with our public information campaign ongoing, the next step is to send out the public opinion survey. So that should be hitting registered voter households within the next couple of days. So Beyond Your Base has informed us within probably the first 3 weeks of that being out, we should be able to have a really good indicator of where the community sits and is responding. So once we get to that point, we'll then be able to get our construction team and architects together with staff and debrief and kind of figure out any adjustments we need to make to the plan and then the associated costs with that. So we're hopeful for the June meeting that we would have some more of the information related to the pro forma that we're talking about to share with the park board. And everything seems to be kind of moving forward and we're looking forward to the next few steps.
I'll just add, as the, like John said in the memo, that we've obviously picked up on a few things like a perceived and more than likely a realistic shortage in parking in the current design. So the civil engineer has given us a couple of options that we wanted him to refine a little bit when we had a call with him that was earlier this week, I think, or late last week. And I know during the public information sessions when it came up about expanding the square footage, we were concerned about potentially having to use the area in front of the band shell between the existing community center and the band shell as stormwater. But ironically, that's not big enough to accommodate what's needed. So that's, I guess I'm going to say it's a positive thing because it enables us to avoid, if this were to move forward, it will prevent us from having to occupy or otherwise use a space that would be, that couldn't be used anymore. So the idea now is to, in front of the basketball courts and community parks, so between Short Street and the basketball courts, that area there, which isn't used, it's not programmed for anything, because that was one of our directions too, is where can we put this detention where we're not going to lose something? And that's one spot that is close enough and it's large enough to accommodate. So that was one option. And if you remember during the presentation several months ago at this point, gosh, with the Featherstone and Williams team, the offer or the option to include permeable paver parking. So the option that SEMCON has provided us is one, the expanded parking with the use of detention. So it would be traditional asphalt with the detention by the basketball courts. The other would be all of the new parking, including the expanded part and the existing lot that's immediately west of the existing community center. That would all have to be permeable pavers in order to accommodate the stormwater ordinance. So knowing that the initial footprint of parking, that was going to be all permeable pavers at a cost of about an additional $1 million. Can only imagine what the next one will be, but I don't think it's unreasonable to ask the team to let's price them both out and see where we're at, just so we can have eyes wide open. Because if it's permeable pavers, it's pretty, it's a really good parking lot. The ongoing maintenance isn't as much, but the upfront cost is huge. I know we've had a comment or two about walking on permeable paver lots with heels, for example, and Mike at SEMCON, our civil engineer, said that's not an issue anymore. That used to be years ago, but right now the gaps in the pavement or in the pavers are so small, so he doesn't see that as an issue. He's done them at North Central College, the Morton, and I don't think he did the Morton Arboretum, but
That one's hard to walk on.
Yeah.
Yes, we've all had that issue.
yeah,
Going there for.
yeah.
He did reference
Stuff, yes.
Yeah, so North Central College. But so honestly, at this point, we still think that's a remote option and a pricey one. But if we were to seriously consider it, then of course we would want to see exactly what it would look like. But again, where we're at now and where the budget is we're potentially asking the taxpayers, at least what we know today, I think staff's recommendation would be to kind of do some cost containment to the extent we can.
Let me ask you this, we talked with any of our contracted like snow removal and stuff, to see if they have any concerns if they've plowed these surfaces before.
We do all of our own parking, but again, Mike, he said it has not been an issue. And you have to essentially just have to restripe them every several years. But again, the upfront cost, and if that's going to put us over, and again, we've got limited fund balance that we intend to use. So the more fund balance we use, the more we are going to potentially compromise our existing assets. So
I'm just worried about solids and things on the bricks, I just wondered if that was even into the look into.
we all discussed this with our contact at SEMCON, and that's not modern day thing. That's not an issue anymore.
by doing the detention area, do we lose any green trees? I mean, it's not.
Oh, yeah.
Grammable space, so we lose trees.
Oh, yeah.
Lot
Yeah.
of trees, okay.
Yeah, and it would, yeah, everything, pretty much everything in front of the basketball courts now where that community park sign is, there's some pine trees. Some of them are in decline, but some of them aren't. That with the expanded parking, we have asked to preserve, there are a number of trees, and there's a big oak tree that's right up top there that was donated by the Arboretum in 1982. That's really healthy. It's a specimen type tree, so we intend to save that again if this proposed facility moves forward. So the proposed parking actually does preserve that tree, but then a lot of other ones are going to come down, and yeah, it's unfortunate, but I think we've said it before. I think if we're going to be building a 50,000 square foot facility and parking lot, there are going to be some things that are going to have to be sacrificed, but the way the stormwater ordinance is and the Village of Lisle's tree ordinance, it's beyond one for one replacement. So, it's going to come at a cost, obviously, that removing trees and otherwise, vegetation, but it'll be restored and replaced elsewhere. The detention area, proposed detention in front of the basketball courts it would have to be native, so it's not a mowed turf, so it wouldn't be usable, but that area now isn't really usable either, other than shade, you know. But again, we'll cross that bridge when we get to it, I think. But it's nice to know that we can accommodate based on that 48,000 square foot footprint and maximizing the parking. But I think it also provides additional context and perspective on the larger that footprint of that facility gets, the even more difficult and complicated and costly the project is going to come, not only financially, but at the cost of green space and other areas, that are used for other programs and activities. So we'll see, but we feel good so far that and SEMCON is very confident that the way it's designed now and what he's looking at, that it can get through permitting without an issue. In fact, he said he thinks we'd have an easier issue getting a facility like this permitted than it was to get the South Shelter replacement project permitted. Which I'm glad to hear, because that's been no picnic, pun intended, to get that thing permitted. So I don't know if John or Aaron, if I'm missing anything, but I think that was, so of course, any other questions, feel free to fire away.
Anyone have any other questions or comments?
I'll just say, for those who, I think you attended one of the sessions too, I think, the one that I attended, I think you guys did a really great job reflecting the feedback that the sessions were fantastically held. I think the discussion was healthy, and it was, I think, very even from all participants. And like what you said, Dan, the feedback I think was invaluable. So the fact that we even hosted them in the first place, I think, was just another testament to the fact that this project is being approached with every opportunity for community involvement, which is great. But in particular, I just want to call it that Dan and John did a great job of responding, having open discussion, and not being critical of any responses, and not being showing, favor one way or the other, but having a very even, non-judgmental approach to all the topics that were raised. So nice job.
Thank you.
Thank you. All right, any other questions or comments on any of the other department updates?
One real quick, but if you haven't noticed, the skate park is being put together. I'm not going to say as we speak, because they're done for the day, but they're out there every day. They started yesterday, and it looks great. We were out there talking with the guys today a couple times, and it's looking really cool.
Is there an estimated official open date?
They'll be done with the installation June, something like that. They anticipate, again, depending on the weather, potentially a few days early, but we have not planned any official ribbon cutting or anything. In our head, it's like when they're done, open the gates and let the people in there, because it's been closed too long as it is.
We will move on to ceasefire report. Then officer reports. I attended with Dan and John the legislative conference in Springfield the first week of May. which was very informative. It was, Lexi, what's how you say this? I can't say.
Secretary of State.
Yeah, the Secretary of State showed up.
Oh.
Talked to us, so they had a bill that
Yes.
had just passed while we were there. And so it was interesting to hear about the legislation that's passed so far this year and the legislation that they're hoping to still pass. Protecting park districts and their rights throughout the state. So thank you both of you guys for going down again. John for your first time and Dan for going down again this year.
Thank you for going.
It was very invaluable, information. Treasurer Superintendent Silver, financial report, please.
All of our money is either FDIC or collateralized, so none of our money is at risk. You'll notice that we're gonna purchase the Village of Winfield's bond again for 90 days, $348,000 at 5%. That starts payments June 1st. On the financial side of things, you'll notice that we do have some negative balances, and that's due to not receiving tax dollars yet, which is very standard that we don't get tax dollars till June 1st. So a lot of balances, you see no income, just expenses and so on. So if you looked at the fund balances, you'll notice a few of them are negative, being like IMRF audit and so on. That's just standard of drawdown from the fund balances that we've had to carry us until we get dollars in the month of June. The income statement side, enterprise fund is doing, and the revenue side, $663.98 less, more than last year. Expenses are up, but really what's causing that, revenue up is the kudos to the restaurant side. That is up by $9,370, better than the previous year. So income on the restaurant side is $16,370 versus $7,000, which was the standard monthly lease payment that was due. So we're doing well on that aspect. So golf is down a little in revenue, about 8,700, and expenses are up a little, but hoping to catch up and pick that up, and just weather gets better. So if that's it, unless you have any other questions.
Any other commissioner reports? No. I will entertain a motion to adjourn the meeting.
So moved. Second.
Is there any discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion closed at 7:23.